In a whirlwind of activity spanning artificial intelligence, social media, and the political landscape, Elon Musk continues to captivate headlines, offering fresh insights into the evolving strategies for his diverse portfolio of ventures. The past week has seen the tech titan make significant announcements, from a critical overhaul of his AI chatbot to a legal challenge against state legislation, all while reflecting on his recent foray into federal bureaucracy. Leading the charge in the burgeoning AI space, Musk's xAI is reportedly embarking on a significant retraining effort for its Grok chatbot. In a candid assessment, Musk stated, according to Business Insider on June 21, 2025, that Grok contains far too much garbage, signaling a commitment to improving the quality and reliability of the AI's output. This move underscores the intense competition within the generative AI sector, where the accuracy and relevance of information are paramount, and suggests xAI is aggressively working to refine its models to meet high-performance standards and user expectations. Meanwhile, Musk's social media platform X, formerly Twitter, finds itself embroiled in a legal battle, having filed a lawsuit against New York State. As reported by MSN on June 22, 2025, the suit challenges a state law that mandates social media companies disclose their methods for combating hate speech. This legal action highlights a recurring theme in Musk's public persona: a staunch defense of free speech principles, often clashing with regulatory attempts to enforce content moderation standards. The outcome of this case could set a precedent for how states regulate online platforms and the extent to which companies are compelled to reveal their internal content governance mechanisms. The broader context of Musk fighting the establishment, as noted in a Politico headline from June 22, 2025, resonates deeply with this legal challenge, framing X's stance as a battle against perceived overreach by government bodies. Beyond the tech sphere, Musk has also been vocal about his recent experiences in Washington, D.C., particularly concerning his role in the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency DOGE. In an interview with The Washington Post published May 27, Musk expressed frustration, lamenting that DOGE is just becoming the whipping boy for everything. He elaborated, "So like something bad would happen anywhere and we would get blamed for it even if we had nothing to do with it." This sentiment, reported by AOL.com on June 22, 2025, comes as Musk has reportedly scaled back his presence in the Capitol, a decision influenced by massive profit losses at Tesla, his electric car company, following his increasingly polarizing public image as a key figure within the Trump administration. Musk's critiques extended to legislative matters, specifically targeting a large tax and spending bill championed by President Trump as the Big Beautiful Bill. In a separate interview with CBS Sunday Morning, he voiced his disappointment to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decreases it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimated this bill would add a staggering $3.8 trillion to the national debt over the next decade, a point Musk underscored by quipping, "I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. My personal opinion." These comments reveal a deep-seated concern for fiscal responsibility, even from a billionaire who once helped bankroll Trump's 2024 campaign. Amidst these political reflections, Musk, the world's richest man, signaled a significant shift in his priorities. At the Bloomberg News Qatar Economic Forum on May 20, he declared his intention to substantially reduce his political spending in future elections, stating, "I think in terms of political spending I'm going to do a lot less in the future. I think I've done enough." This pivot suggests a renewed focus on his core business empire, which was notably highlighted by a recent test flight of his Starship spacecraft from SpaceX headquarters in South Texas, coinciding with his media blitz. His experience in government appears to have solidified his perception of federal bureaucracy, which he told The Post was much worse than I realized, describing efforts to improve things in D.C. as an uphill battle. As Elon Musk navigates these complex currents, his actions and statements paint a picture of a leader grappling with the intricacies of technology governance and public perception. The retraining of Grok, the legal battle over content moderation, and his disengagement from direct political involvement all point to a recalibration of his formidable influence. Moving forward, observers will keenly watch whether this refocus on his foundational tech and aerospace ventures will yield the innovative breakthroughs he is known for, or if the challenges of shaping both digital and governmental landscapes will continue to draw his attention. In a bold and often contentious move to revolutionize governmental operations, the Department of Government Efficiency, widely known by its acronym DOGE, has ignited a fierce debate across both federal and local landscapes. Spearheaded by billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk under the Trump administration, this ambitious initiative, conceptualized as early as 2023, promised to slash bureaucracy, eliminate waste, and significantly reduce national debt. However, as DOGE's footprint expands, its methods and actual impact are drawing intense scrutiny, revealing a complex interplay of cost-cutting triumphs, alleged missteps, and significant political fallout. At its core, the federal DOGE, officially established by executive order on January 20, aimed to modernize federal technology and software while rooting out inefficiency. Elon Musk, appointed to lead this temporary organization, expressed gratitude to collaborating federal employees, acknowledging their crucial role in the endeavor. "We'd like to just give a big thank you to all the government employees who are helping reduce the waste and fraud, because we really couldn't do it without you," Musk stated during a staff meeting highlighted on Jesse Watters' Primetime. He emphasized that conflict with federal workers was the exception, often exaggerated by media, and that the vast majority were willing to cooperate in this serious effort to reduce the waste and fraud. Musk and his team have highlighted several instances of egregious spending. A prime example cited was the United States Institute of Peace, an agency where DOGEian staffers reportedly found loaded guns inside the agency's headquarters as workers deleted a vast amount of financial information. The team also flagged congressionally approved funds allegedly spent on private jets and a $130,000 contract with a former member of the Taliban, though the services provided were not clarified. These findings have since been referred to the Department of Justice and the FBI, with one DOGEian remarking, "This is, I think, the most extreme case of some of the wasteful spending that we're finding." Conversely, some agencies like the Federal Employees Retirement System have reportedly embraced DOGE's efforts to streamline operations, transitioning from prehistoric filing systems to digital platforms. Musk has boasted about achieving $160 billion in annual spending cuts, although the precise verifiable amount remains unclear. Despite his tenure as a special government employee ending on May 30, Musk assured that DOGE would remain a long-term enterprise, as if we take our eye off the ball, the waste and fraud will come roaring back. While Musk painted a picture of widespread cooperation, the reality on the ground, particularly for states and local entities, has been fraught with uncertainty and direct impact. In Michigan, for example, DOGE claimed to have saved approximately $630 million by terminating 208 grants leases in contracts detailed on its Wall of Receipts website. However, an MLive analysis revealed significant discrepancies. A purported $8 billion contract, for instance, was actually worth only $8 million. Furthermore, line items are frequently added and deleted from the website without notice. And some listed cuts were slated to end before DOGE even began, or have not yet been formally terminated in federal tracking systems. The consequences of these cuts have been tangible and immediate. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services (MDHHS) reportedly lost nearly $400.9 million, affecting mental health support, substance use disorder services, infectious disease controls, and childhood immunizations. The Michigan Department of Education saw a $29.6 million cut from programs supporting local food purchases for schools. Higher education institutions were also hit hard, with the University of Michigan facing $32.5 million in claimed cuts, and Michigan State University reporting an $87 million impact, significantly higher than DOGE's listed $46.1 million. Smaller entities like Ferris State University's Jim Crow Museum of Racist Imagery found a $500,000 grant listed as a cut despite the funds already being expended. The Flint Institute of Arts had a $150,000 grant terminated, forcing it to shift fundraising focus. Perhaps most critically, violence intervention programs like Force Detroit lost $1.9 million, leading to staff layoffs and a class action lawsuit. Federally recognized tribes in Michigan are fighting for $23 million clawback from the Intertribal Council of Michigan, with an EPA spokesperson confirming the cancellation was related to diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives. These widespread cuts, often implemented without warning, have prompted lawsuits from a coalition of 23 states and the District of Columbia, adding a layer of legal uncertainty to the financial impact. The Musk-style DOGE model has also made its way across the Atlantic, with Reform UK adopting similar DOGE teams in Northamptonshire's two unitary councils. Following a significant swing in the May local elections, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage explained that these teams, comprised of software engineers, data analysts, and forensic auditors, would conduct forensic audits of council spending, scrutinizing everything from credit card statements to contracts. Farage insisted the initiative was "not everything about DOGE is critical" and that it could help everybody, with Reform UK claiming the expertise would be provided free of charge. However, this pro bono model has raised concerns among opposition parties regarding accountability, data privacy, and the potential for commercially sensitive or personal data to be mishandled. Labour's Sally Keeble demanded transparency and a formal procurement process, while Conservative Helen Harrison argued council officers should perform such reviews. Liberal Democrat Jonathan Harris questioned why taxpayers were paying councillors if external unelected teams were doing their job, adding that the team's initial visit seemed to yield no information, yet claimed immediate savings. While Reform UK in Derby claimed efficiency savings of £4,000 per day, the impact of DOGE has also been an unlikely boon for public sector workers union Unison, which saw a 272% average increase in weekly new memberships in the week following the May election results, signaling growing employee concerns. Musk himself has recently expressed frustration, bemoaning that DOGE has become the Trump administration's whipping boy. In an interview with The Washington Post, he stated, "DOGE is just becoming the whipping boy for everything. Something bad would happen anywhere and we would get blamed for it even if we had nothing to do with it." He acknowledged the uphill battle of improving things in DC, admitting the federal bureaucracy situation is much worse than I realized. Furthermore, Musk publicly criticized President Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, a massive tax and spending package, asserting that it increases the budget deficit, not just decreases it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing. With the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimating the bill would add $3.8 trillion to the national debt over 10 years, Musk quipped, "I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both." These comments coincide with Musk scaling back his direct involvement in Washington, focusing more on his business empire and indicating a significant reduction in his future political spending. As DOGE continues its operations both federally and locally, its legacy remains a subject of intense debate. While proponents champion its mission to streamline government and eliminate waste, critics point to a lack of transparency, questionable financial accounting, and the significant disruption to vital public services. The ongoing legal challenges, shifting figures, and the internal friction within the Trump administration highlight the complexities of enacting such a sweeping overhaul. Whether DOGE ultimately delivers on its promise of efficiency or remains a symbol of controversial top-down reform will depend on its long-term impact, the resolution of current disputes, and the public's perception of its true value versus its undeniable costs. The automotive world is currently navigating a thrilling yet complex intersection of technological ambition and fierce market competition. As Elon Musk's long-touted Tesla robotaxi service tentatively rolls out in Austin, Texas, marking a significant albeit cautious step towards a driverless future, the broader electric vehicle landscape continues to evolve, with formidable challengers like BYD gaining ground on the once unquestioned leader. Sunday, June 22, 2025, marked a pivotal moment for Tesla as it began its highly anticipated self-driving robotaxi service in Austin. The Texas capital is set to be the first city globally to host these autonomous vehicles, though the launch is far more measured than some might have expected from the ambitious CEO. Details surrounding the service have been scarce since its initial unveiling last October, and the debut has seen several delays. According to reports from the Wall Street Journal and The Guardian, Musk indicated a tentative plan to deploy fewer than a dozen cars initially confined to specific neighborhoods and potentially limited to employees and invitees. While Musk has expressed a vision of eventually deploying thousands of robotaxis, he acknowledged a prudent slow start, telling CNBC in May, "We could start with 1,000 or 10,000 robotaxis on day one, but I don't think that would be prudent. So, we will start with probably 10 for a week, then increase it to 20, 30, 40. He aims to have 1,000 Tesla robotaxis on Austin roads within a few months, with plans to expand to other cities in Texas and California thereafter. Despite this scaled-back approach, the rollout has not been without its challenges and scrutiny. Tesla is already facing opposition from Texas lawmakers, with a group of Democratic state senators and House members sending a letter last week urging the company to delay the debut until a new autonomous vehicle law takes effect in September. "We believe this is in the best interest of both public safety and building public trust in Tesla's operations," the lawmakers stated, though their objections are unlikely to pose lasting roadblocks given the Republican majorities in the Texas legislature. Federal authorities are also closely monitoring the situation. In May, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) questioned Tesla on its intervention protocols, crash reporting, and handling of adverse weather conditions, and is currently reviewing the company's response. These concerns are amplified by Tesla's past record. Its full self-driving FSD software, closely related to the robotaxi technology, has been implicated in at least 17 deaths and 5 serious injuries, with NHTSA investigating numerous crashes where FSD was reportedly impeded by environmental factors like sun glare, fog, dust, and darkness. Tesla is entering a crowded autonomous vehicle market in Austin. Competitors such as Waymo, owned by Google parent Alphabet, along with Amazon and Volkswagen, are already testing their driverless taxis in the city. These companies have generally adopted a more cautious and methodical approach, investing heavily in driving hundreds of thousands of miles to meticulously map city streets and rigorously train their software to navigate complex urban environments, including avoiding pedestrians, cyclists, and unexpected occurrences. Tesla, in contrast, has often relied on its vast fleet of customer vehicles to gather data, a strategy that has drawn both praise for its scalability and criticism for its perceived risk. Beyond the cutting edge of autonomous driving, Tesla faces increasing pressure in the broader electric vehicle market. A telling anecdote from Business Insider highlights this evolving competitive landscape. A retiree living in Mexico owning both a BYD and a Tesla expressed a clear preference for the Chinese car. This individual consumer preference, while anecdotal, underscores a significant trend. Chinese manufacturers, particularly BYD, are rapidly expanding their global footprint, offering compelling alternatives that resonate with consumers on factors like price, features, and perceived value. This growing appeal of non-Tesla EVs, especially from Asian automakers, signals a maturation of the market where brand loyalty alone may no longer guarantee dominance. Tesla's once unassailable lead is being challenged not just by technological competitors in the autonomous space, but by a wider array of automakers delivering competitive and often more accessible electric vehicles. As Tesla navigates the complex regulatory and safety landscape of autonomous driving while simultaneously facing intensified competition in the global EV market, the coming months will be crucial. The cautious rollout of robotaxis in Austin will serve as a real-world testbed for the technology, its public acceptance, and regulatory frameworks. Simultaneously, the broader EV market will continue to diversify, with consumer choices increasingly influenced by a wider range of high-quality options. The future of mobility is clearly electric and increasingly autonomous, but the journey there promises to be a dynamic and fiercely contested one where innovation, safety, and consumer appeal will ultimately determine the leaders. The ceaseless cadence of commercial space operations continues to define the industry's rapid evolution, with SpaceX once again at the epicenter of a remarkably eventful 24 hours. While one of its Falcon 9 rockets prepared for a critical rideshare mission carrying a diverse array of payloads, another faced an 11th-hour scrub, and a separate incident highlighted the ongoing challenges in its ambitious Starship development program. These simultaneous developments paint a vivid picture of a sector pushing boundaries, navigating complexities, and relentlessly pursuing new frontiers. The primary focus of Sunday's activities centered on Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, where SpaceX was poised for its fourth launch of the year under its dedicated smallsat rideshare program. The mission, designated Transporter 14, aimed to deploy 70 customer payloads into a sun-synchronous orbit (SSO). Liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket from Space Launch Complex 4 East was anticipated at 2:18 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 21:18 UTC. A testament to SpaceX's pioneering reusability efforts, the Falcon 9 first stage booster tail number B1071 was set for its remarkable 26th flight. Following stage separation, B1071 was slated for a precision landing on the drone ship "Of Course I Still Love You" in the Pacific Ocean, a maneuver that, if successful, would mark the vessel's 138th booster landing and SpaceX's 466th Falcon landing overall. Central to the Transporter 14 mission's success is Berlin-based Exolaunch, a company instrumental in manifesting a significant portion of the mission's cargo. Having participated in every transporter mission to date alongside the bandwagon missions to mid-inclination orbits, Exolaunch was managing an impressive 45 of the 70 payloads on board Transporter 14, representing 25 customers from across the globe, including Spaceforge in the UK, Gilmore Space in Australia, and Unseen Labs in France. Robert Sproles, CEO of Exolaunch, underscored the transformative impact of SpaceX's smallsat rideshare program, calling it industry-enabling and something that our customers depend on, that we are very proud to support. He emphasized the meticulous preparation required for such a high-stakes mission, noting, "When you have that many payloads on a mission, everything has to work like clockwork. So there's a tremendous amount of prep work that goes into preparing for the launch campaign." Sproles detailed the typical 8 and 4-month deadlines leading up to a launch, highlighting the decreasing flexibility for new payloads closer to the mission date. Exolaunch's extensive portfolio of flight-proven deployment mechanisms, including the widely used EXO-pod responsible for deploying 360 CubeSats across 29 missions, and the Carbo NAXE EXOPort in Quadro Aero, showcases their expertise in customizing solutions for diverse satellite designs. This robust partnership was further solidified in May with a new multi-year contract extending Exolaunch's access to SpaceX's rideshare missions through 2028, encompassing a broader range of orbital inclinations. It gives our customers confidence and trust that when they put in not just the effort but the funds to build their satellite, that they will have a reliable ride to orbit, Sproles affirmed, adding that early discussions are also underway regarding future commercial Starship launches. With 16 launches remaining on their 2025 manifest, Exolaunch anticipates a busy year. Among the many payloads, one stood out as the Cake Topper, a unique forward-mounted position offered by SpaceX for small to medium-class spacecraft. For Transporter 14, this coveted spot was occupied by the exploration company's TEC Mission Possible capsule. This 1.6-ton, 2.5-meter diameter vehicle represents the second development mission for the Germany-based company, which aims to create a cargo transport vehicle called Nix Earth, with future plans for crewed and lunar variants. Developed, manufactured and tested over approximately 3 years at a cost of around €35 million, $40 million, Mission Possible is designed to perform tests across 5 critical phases: in-orbit payload activation, separation from the launch vehicle, attitude control, atmospheric re-entry and splashdown with ocean recovery. Significantly, this marks Europe's third controlled re-entry vehicle, following the Advanced Re-entry Demonstrator 1998 and the Intermediate Experimental Vehicle 2015 from the European Space Agency. TEC's approach to cost reduction is notable, utilizing commercial off-the-shelf components for its flight computer and opting for no redundancy on critical subsystems, such as relying on a single parachute and one onboard computer. As TEC stated on LinkedIn, "We are aware this model means more risks of failure, but it allows for lower costs, faster development and a deeper understanding of the vehicles and their systems over time. We aim to learn quickly by building fast, flying early and improving with each iteration." Mission Possible also carries 25 payloads of its own, including a unique memorial payload from Houston-based Celestis. This Perseverance flight will carry over 150 capsules containing cremated remains and DNA samples, including that of 3-year-old Matteo Barth, making him the youngest German and European to send his DNA into space, symbolically joining his late grandfather. This mission will be Celestis' 12th Earth-rise flight, with capsules returning to clients as keepsakes after 2 or 3 Earth orbits. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, SpaceX experienced a setback with its Starlink 10-23 mission from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The Falcon 9 rocket, carrying a batch of 27 Starlink Internet satellites, saw its countdown halted at T58 seconds due to a poor FTS signal, referring to the rocket's flight termination system. The scrub, which prevented what would have been the 52nd orbital launch from Florida's Space Coast this year, led to a delay, with a new launch attempt targeted for Monday morning at 1:25 a.m. The booster for this mission, marking its 25th flight, was slated to land on the drone ship a shortfall of Gravitas in the Atlantic. This scrub followed a series of frequent Starlink launches from Cape Canaveral and occurred amidst ongoing repair work on the International Space Station, which has already delayed the AX-4 crewed mission. The incident underscores the inherent complexities of rocket launches, where even a slight anomaly can trigger an automatic abort to ensure safety. Adding to the day's events, a separate report highlighted a recent incident involving SpaceX's Starship program in Texas, where an explosion occurred at a test stand. The cause was traced to the failure of a pressurized nitrogen tank. While such incidents are not uncommon in the highly iterative and experimental development phases of new launch vehicles like Starship, it serves as a stark reminder of the engineering hurdles still to be overcome before the colossal rocket achieves full operational capability. These concurrent narratives, a high-profile rideshare mission showcasing the accessibility of space, an instantaneous launch abort due to a technical glitch, and an acknowledgement of a test stand explosion, collectively illustrate the dynamic, high-stakes nature of modern space exploration. SpaceX continues to demonstrate an unparalleled launch cadence underpinned by its aggressive reusability strategy and a build fast, iterate fast philosophy. The thriving smallsat rideshare market, exemplified by partners like Exolaunch and innovative companies like the Exploration Company, is democratizing access to orbit for a diverse range of purposes, from scientific research and commercial applications to the deeply personal act of memorializing loved ones in space. As the industry matures, the ability to manage both the predictable rhythm of launches and the unpredictable challenges of cutting-edge development will define its trajectory. The coming months will undoubtedly see SpaceX continue its relentless pursuit of space dominance, with both successes and challenges paving the way for the next era of orbital and beyond Earth endeavors. Elon Musk, a figure synonymous with ambitious technological disruption, is once again at the epicenter of multiple high-stakes battles, simultaneously pushing the boundaries of autonomous transport, grappling with content moderation regulations, and refining his burgeoning artificial intelligence ventures. The past weekend alone saw a flurry of developments, from the highly anticipated, albeit tentative, launch of Tesla's robotaxi service to a significant legal challenge mounted by X against New York State, all while his AI firm xAI grapples with the quality of its foundational data. These diverse fronts collectively paint a picture of a tech titan striving to rewrite the rules of engagement across the digital and physical realms, often clashing with regulators and established norms in the process. Perhaps the most immediately impactful development is Tesla's planned foray into the robotaxi market, with CEO Elon Musk signaling a tentative launch in Austin, Texas on Sunday, June 22. This move, long promised and frequently delayed, marks a critical juncture for Tesla's full self-driving ambitions. For years, Musk has set optimistic timelines for autonomous vehicles, famously telling Fortune magazine in 2015 that autonomy was 2 years away, and later in 2019 predicting 1 million robotaxis on the roads by 2020. Now, with videos circulating of road tests featuring driverless Teslas, the moment of truth seems to be at hand. However, Tesla faces an uphill battle starting behind rivals like Waymo, a Google spin-off that already operates widely in several cities including Austin and boasts a fleet of 1,500 vehicles alongside extensive supporting infrastructure. A significant point of contention and a key question for Tesla's robotaxi service revolves around safety, particularly its reliance solely on cameras for autonomous navigation, a stark contrast to Waymo's combination of cameras, radar, and LiDAR sensors. Federal regulators have expressed concerns about Tesla's driver assistance software contributing to hundreds of avoidable crashes, some fatal, while Waymo has reported no fatalities. Experts are cautious, with Greg Stevens, research director at the University of Michigan's City Testing Lab, expressing relief that Tesla is starting small, advocating for a measured approach. Phil Koopman, an associate professor of engineering at Carnegie Mellon University, emphasized that only a driving record over tens of millions of miles will determine Tesla's safety. This camera-only approach, while touted by Musk as superior and less expensive, has drawn scrutiny for potential limitations in adverse conditions like fog or glaring sun. The regulatory environment further complicates Tesla's path. Texas currently maintains relatively permissive laws regarding autonomous vehicles requiring no state regulator sign-off. However, this could change in September with a proposed state law mandating permits for robotaxi operators, a bill awaiting action from Governor Greg Abbott. Austin city officials, while restricted from regulating AVs under state law, have been documenting safety incidents involving various companies, collecting data on 35 incidents in the first 5 months of this year, though none yet linked to Tesla. The stakes are undeniably high for the entire robotaxi industry, as Brian Reimer, a research scientist at MIT's Center for Transportation and Logistics, notes, Waymo is far and away the leader of the development of the technology here. He adds, this is as much of a media stunt as anything else, suggesting the launch's primary objective might be to stabilize Tesla's stock price, which has seen a boost in recent months after a period of cratering sales and profits. Beyond the asphalt, Elon Musk's digital empire is engaged in a different kind of high-stakes conflict. X's social media platform has filed a lawsuit against New York State, challenging a law that mandates social media sites disclose their methods for combating hate speech. This legal action underscores a broader tension between governmental efforts to regulate online content and tech companies' assertions of free speech principles and proprietary information. X's move aligns with Musk's self-proclaimed commitment to free speech absolutism, even as the platform has faced criticism for a perceived rise in hate speech since his acquisition. The lawsuit's outcome could set a significant precedent for how states can compel transparency from social media giants regarding their content moderation policies. Meanwhile, Musk's artificial intelligence venture xAI is undergoing a significant re-evaluation. The CEO recently stated that Grok, xAI's generative AI chatbot, will be retrained due to far too much garbage. This admission highlights the immense challenges inherent in developing robust AI models, particularly concerning data quality and the potential for models to ingest and reproduce undesirable or inaccurate information from their training datasets. This effort to clean up Grok can be seen as a microcosm of Musk's broader ambition to rewrite the internet, signaling a desire to create a more reliable and less polluted digital landscape, whether through AI or by shaping social media interactions. These concurrent developments, the audacious push into robotaxis, the legal battle over digital speech, and the refinement of AI, underscore Elon Musk's relentless pursuit of transformative technology, often accompanied by a willingness to challenge established norms and regulatory frameworks. The success, or indeed the pitfalls, of these ventures will not only shape the future trajectories of Tesla X and xAI, but will also have profound implications for the evolving landscape of transportation, digital discourse, and artificial intelligence, setting precedents for how innovation interacts with public safety regulation and societal expectations. As these narratives unfold, the world watches to see if Musk's bold visions will truly rewrite the future or simply encounter new forms of friction. In a remarkable testament to the accelerating pace of medical technology, Noland Arbaugh, the pioneering recipient of Neuralink's brain-computer interface BCI, has unveiled the transformative impact of the implant on his life, offering a glimpse into a future where Digital autonomy is restored for those with severe disabilities. His journey, marked by a 2016 swimming accident that left him quadriplegic, now stands as a beacon of hope, illustrating the profound potential of neural technology to bridge the gap between thought and digital action. Arbaugh's BCI, implanted in January 2024 at the Barrow Neurological Institute, is a marvel of miniaturization, featuring 1,024 electrodes meticulously placed in his motor cortex. These electrodes capture neural signals, translating his thoughts into commands that allow him to effortlessly control a computer. From engaging in gaming and managing his schedule to navigating social media and composing emails, Arbaugh has regained a significant degree of digital independence, with a recent shift in focus towards productivity. "I have a very specific purpose being in this study. I just wanted to help people," Arbaugh shared, encapsulating his altruistic motivation. The device itself is designed for seamless integration into daily life. It charges wirelessly via a small coil embedded within a hat connected to a standard outlet. Arbaugh describes its physical presence as minimal, almost imperceptible. "If I lost my memory and woke up tomorrow and you told me I had a chip in my brain, I'd say you're crazy because there's no way for me to tell that it's there," he explained, highlighting the implant's unobtrusive nature. The surgical procedure, performed by Neuralink's robot Tiny Dancer, was remarkably swift, concluding in under 2 hours, significantly faster than the anticipated 3 to 6 hours, and resulted in an unprecedentedly low level of brain trauma. "When the neurosurgeon looked at my brain after the surgery, he had never seen a brain less traumatized by a brain surgery," Arbaugh recounted, underscoring the advanced precision of the technique. Arbaugh utilizes the implant around the clock, only pausing for data collection tasks, as part of Neuralink's 6-year study, which he is committed to for another 4.5 years. These tasks, ranging from 1 to 40 minutes, occur daily, weekly, or bi-weekly, providing crucial data for the technology's refinement. His dedication to pushing the technology's boundaries was evident in November 2024 when he undertook a 72-hour streaming marathon following earlier 13 and 48-hour gaming sessions. Despite encountering a memory limit during the marathon, Neuralink's team swiftly provided a resolution showcasing the iterative development process behind the scenes. "Around hour 68-ish I got a little delirious. Towards the end, hour 70-71, I remember sitting the stream just thinking, is this a dream? This is not happening right," he recalled, illustrating the intense experience. A passionate chess player, Arbaugh's love for the game, which he previously played with a mouthstick, has been revitalized by the BCI. "It's one of my favorite things in the world. I really enjoy chess, and so that's probably my guilty pleasure at this point," he confessed. His newfound digital freedom even led to an invitation from Chess.com to make the ceremonial first move at the Speed Chess Championships in Paris in 2024, a testament to Neuralink's capacity to restore not just digital access but also global engagement. "I got to meet some of the grandmasters. I got to hang out with a bunch of chess people, and I got my butt kicked in some games of chess. But it was absolutely one of the best experiences ever." While Neuralink offers revolutionary control, Arbaugh also highlighted the persistent shortcomings of conventional accessibility tools. He regularly uses speech-to-text yet struggles with its inaccuracies. "Siri is the bane of my existence. She refuses to get what I say correctly," he lamented, echoing a common frustration. Before Neuralink, he relied on a mouthstick and tools like Dragon, which, despite decades of development, remain imperfect. Neuralink's own attempts at text input through Imagine Sign Language and then Imagine Writing achieve 25 words per minute with 80 to 90% accuracy, a rate still far from truly useful, prompting ongoing development. "Dictation just isn't the same. The way that you say something is different than the way you would write it," he noted, articulating the nuanced challenge. Arbaugh's personal ambitions have also shifted dramatically since the implant. Once pursuing international studies in French at Texas A&M with an eye on law school, he now envisions a new path, potentially in neuroscience, inspired by his pivotal role in the trial.
How many people can go to school and say that they might be in a textbook somewhere? I think that's where my passion is now. Looking ahead, Arbaugh foresees Neuralink expanding beyond aiding those with spinal cord injuries or ALS. Envisioning able-bodied individuals using it to control Bluetooth devices from Tesla's Optimus robots to exoskeletons. He remains open to participating in future studies, perhaps even regaining mobility, stating, "I would absolutely love to be involved with any of it. I'd love an Iron Man suit." As of June 2025, Neuralink has implanted at least 3 other individuals in its trial, with plans for further expansion aiming to restore movement, vision and memory, and potentially making brain-computer interfaces as intuitive as smartphones. However, the visionary advancements spearheaded by Neuralink and its founder Elon Musk are not without broader scrutiny. While Musk's ventures push the boundaries of technological possibility, his activities, particularly in the political sphere, have drawn sharp criticism. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat, Massachusetts, recently released a scathing 130 accusation report on Musk's tenure as a special government employee in the Trump administration, where he led the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE). The report alleges extensive financial conflicts of interest, arguing that Musk profited significantly from his role while maintaining ownership or stakes in companies like Tesla, SpaceX, XXAI, The Boring Company, and Neuralink itself. The accusations are categorized, highlighting concerns over the use of government resources to promote Musk's businesses, undercutting agencies regulating and investigating Musk's businesses, policy changes and approvals that benefit Musk's businesses, and a pervasive lack of public transparency. The report notes a staggering increase of over $100 billion in Musk's net worth since Election Day. DOGE under Musk's leadership drew intense backlash for its aggressive targeting of federal agencies, including the Treasury Department and the United States Agency for International Development (USAID), in a crusade to drastically cut government size and spending. In response, White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Fields vehemently defended Musk, asserting that he has done more to improve the lives of Americans and strengthen this country in just over 100 days than Senator Warren has achieved in her over 10-year career, dismissing the report as toothless. This dichotomy between the life-altering promise of Neuralink and the ethical controversies surrounding its founder underscores the complex landscape of modern technology. As companies like Neuralink continue to unlock unprecedented human potential, the intertwined issues of innovation, corporate governance, and political influence will undoubtedly remain at the forefront of public discourse, shaping not only the future of technology but also the very societal frameworks within which it operates. The coming years will reveal how these powerful forces converge and diverge, defining the true legacy of this transformative era.